Design thinking stages, Tanya talked about it. 5 stages, and you move back and forth between the stages. We have this model there in the publication. One thing that usually happens within those stages is the double diamond. I think it had a 20th year anniversary earlier this year or something like that from the UK Design Council. So it's been around for a minute, but it's still really valid. So here it's just essentially prompting you to think a certain way in the certain stages. We explain these in more detail in the Innovation Nation, but it talks about if you want to start with first understanding what the problem is, and then you define the solution based on these certain steps. Oftentimes, like Hanna said, someone has an idea, then you start developing from there, but it's actually like, that's too far. You gotta go back a few steps and then actually go through and understand whether the problem is the right one. So you start with the problem, you have an assumption or something, and you diverge your thinking, and you think of all the things that could possibly relate to your problem. Then you converge to come to the nitty-gritty, to the core issue above, under everything else. Now that you have your problem statement defined, you then diverge again, and you come up with all the possible solutions on the face of the earth. The crazier, the better. Let's just brainstorm all the possibilities there. And again, you then start to converge to an outcome. So you package the solution that works best, which is from a technological point of view, it's feasible to do, it makes business sense, and customers want it. Okay? The Stanford B School has also introduced the different design thinking mindsets. And I know what you're thinking. I was never an artist. I can't draw. I can't design a logo. Now you're expecting me to be creative. I think that some people look at creativity like math skills. If you're not good at it, you're never going to be good at it, right? But we can also approach these things as they're traits that we can learn. So we can apply a growth mindset to it and then approach these things like, okay, can we, for instance, challenge ourselves to be optimistic? So when my colleague says like, oh, that's never going to work, the streaming is going to be cut because, what if it rains? Negative Nancy head. Then, okay, what if they then challenge themselves to say, oh, could we be optimistic about this?